brothers and sisters, and my young friends. Greetings. I am Radha Sukhani, and I'm a doctor by profession. Today, we are going to talk about immunity and health. This subject is rather long, so we will do it in two parts, and today we will do part one. All the materials related to this subject are located on website www.foodlifestylebalance.com. Now, many of you may know that immunity is that powerful protective shield of the body which protects us from germs and serious viruses like COVID-19. Now, COVID stands for coronavirus disease, and 19, the year 2019, when this epidemic started in Wuhan, China. As all of you know, that by February 2020, this virus had spread around the entire world in the form of pandemic. Now, one thing I want to make clear right at the outset, that health and immunity are inseparable. If you do not have good health, you do not have strong immunity. And if you do not have strong immunity, serious virus like COVID is going to get you. A good example I want to give you here about COVID and immunity. Suppose COVID virus tested positive in 100 people. Now, 80% of these people will have no symptoms whatsoever. They have very strong immunity, but that doesn't mean they are not carrying the virus. They are carrying the virus, they become the silent carriers, and they can spread this virus to others. That is why we have the way to quarantine them so that they do not spread this virus. 15% of the people will have flu-like symptoms which will last 1 to 2 weeks. They have good immunity, but it is not strong enough like those 80%. So they get some sickness. Finally, there are 5% of the individuals who get corona infection who get such a severe disease that it can even give them risk of death. These people have very poor immunity. As I said at the beginning, immunity and health are inseparable. COVID-19 virus has turned the whole world upside down, put everybody behind the mask. One good thing which has happened because of COVID is that the entire world's attention has been drawn to immunity and health. Unfortunately, our click and share social media is giving so many quick fix remedies of herbs and concoctions. I want to make it very clear that these herbs and concoctions can boost the immunity, but so little. In order to have a strong immunity to beat COVID, we need holistic health. And to get holistic health, we need the knowledge. We have been told for ages by our wise people that knowledge empowers us to solve a problem. Lack of knowledge makes us powerless. Knowledge gives us conviction. Lack of knowledge gives us doubt. Conviction brings us success and doubt brings us defeat. Then why not we go on the path of success and get knowledge on holistic health? That will be my attempt. I wish to give a little bit of my background. I finished my medical training from Maulana Azad Medical College, Delhi. I did specialty training and then practiced medicine for 40 years. 7 of these years were spent in India and Africa, and subsequently the remaining 33 years in the city of Chicago in the United States of America. Here I practiced in 3 different universities, and in addition to practice, I also taught medical trainees and did some research. I retired 3 years back and then focused my attention on public health education and started it as a campaign. I have been spending few months of a year in India. My focus has been food and lifestyle diseases. As you all know what those diseases are. They are like an epidemic in the world now. Overweight and obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, fatty liver disease, PCOD in young females, acid reflux disease, and cancer. In my practice, I found the number of the cases with these diseases going up. And in the last 15-20 years, these diseases have become an epidemic. The number of medications are numerous. Every year, new medications come up, but there is no relief. A patient is stuck on medications for the rest of their life, and the disease continues to become serious. The only beneficiary is pharmaceutical companies who are making billions and trillions by the year. Now, why is that? Simple reason. We have been told in medicine that in medicine you ought to know the cause of disease to find a cure. The cause of all these diseases is food is not holistic and lifestyle is not balanced. So just mere prescription of medications and a little diet chart will not do it. In order for the patient to prevent, control, or reverse the disease, they have to know or have a complete knowledge of what holistic food is and what balanced lifestyle is. That will not only give them health, at the same time, immunity to fight serious infections like COVID. Now, we all know that COVID-19 pandemic has affected the entire world, more than 180 countries. The worst effect has been in the richest countries in the world, in Europe and in Americas. In the United States of America, the number of the cases have been highest, disease more severe, and deaths higher. The population of America is 1/4 that of India, but number of deaths have been 10 times higher. When 100 people got COVID in New York City, 15 of them died. In India, that number is 2 to 3. COVID has affected the biggest cities in the world, like London, like Madrid, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Seattle, in India, Mumbai, Delhi, and Ahmedabad. Now, why big cities? Simply because big cities have a very dense population, so the infection spreads very fast. City dwellers have very bad lifestyle and foods. 3, cities are polluted. There's environmental pollution there. City dwellers hardly see the sun. Their vitamin D levels are rock bottom. They have mental stress and lack of sleep. All this makes a perfect storm for disease. And this disease lowers the risk for infections. Actually, when COVID was treated in rich countries like America, it was found that disease and death were higher in patients who had food and lifestyle diseases, such as obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. COVID patients had very low vitamin D levels. COVID patients who died in higher numbers were over the age of 65 years, and many of these patients had history of cancer. So if you have food and lifestyle disease, then your chances of getting serious COVID infection and dying is higher. So we come back to the same equation. Immunity and holistic health are inseparable. If somebody asks me one liner for holistic health, I will say, stay connected to the energy of the sun. Plant food which grows under the energy of the sun is most holistic. It has powerful disease-fighting antioxidants which boost the immunity. Lifestyle, which is lived in harmony with 24-hour day and night cycles of the sun, is the healthiest lifestyle, which boosts our immunity. Now, this 24-hour day and night cycle of the sun is called circadian rhythm. Circa means round, DN means day, rhythm means harmony. Entire universe, all its living beings, including plants, live in the circadian rhythm. When the living beings don't live in the circadian rhythm of the sun, they perish. So, balanced lifestyle is very critical to holistic health. Now, what is immunity? As I said, immunity is a protective shield which helps us from infection with germs. That includes bacteria, fungus, viruses, and so forth. Immunity also protects us from cancer. Cancer doesn't just come up. Cancer cells are coming in the body, sprouting in the body all the time. But our immunity soldier cells immediately take care of the cancer cells and don't let it grow. There are two diseases which increase the risk of cancer. One of them is obesity and one of them is diabetes. 15 cancers are related to obesity. The problem is when there is obesity, there is so much fat that our soldier cells cannot reach their destination and destroy the cancer cells. In diabetes, there is so much sugar floating around that cancer cells have enough feast to grow fast. Now, the third thing which immunity saves us from is toxins. And as I said, our cities are full of environmental toxins. The toxins enter our body through breathing system and also through digestive system and the skin. And guess what? We have toxins coming from everywhere. In the air, from the pollution by the cars, pollution by the factories. There is water pollution. There is pollution of our soil and agricultural products by chemicals. And then we have plenty of chemicals in our homes. When we become total freaks in cleanliness, we are spraying a lot of chemicals. So I would say minimize the use of chemicals in your home at least. Now, immune system of the body is a powerful force. Just think of Army, Air Force, Navy all combined. Immune cells are produced in our bone marrow, and the entire system of the body helps sustain these immune soldier cells. Now, there are many kinds of immune cells in the body which do their own function. In addition, there are very special immune cells called T cells, which create something like a missile. Say, for example, in coronavirus, a Y type of antibody which totally blocks the receptor on the corona, which causes infection. So you can imagine the body is completely prepared to deal with this virus. All we have to do is have good health. Now, why do we get infection despite the fact that God's created such a good immune system for us? Number one, as I said, we have weak immunity because our body is not healthy. There are food and lifestyle diseases which really reduce our capacity to fight the viruses. The other reason we can get infection is the virus is too ferocious. It multiplies very fast, and when it gets into the body, it just grows very fast. So COVID is that kind of a virus which spreads very fast. And our aim is to prevent its spread. That is why World Health Organization, CDC, Center of Disease Control in America, has come out with guidelines to stop the spread of the germs. And all of you know very well what those guidelines are. Lockdown in the home, mask, social distancing, washing hands, hand sanitization, covering the face, and so forth. I say it is very good to use all that, but do not become obsessed and go out of your way to harm yourself. For example, lockdown doesn't mean that you lock yourself up in the house. Don't open your windows. Get out, get fresh air, get some sunlight. Washing hands doesn't mean you wash them 100 times a day. Wash them only when you touch a dirty surface. As far as possible, do not use chemical sanitization at home. Do not use too many chemicals at home. Use a mask only when you go out or when you go in the crowds. Do not put on the mask at home when you are with your family and friends. So these things are good because it at least, give little bit of challenge to our immunity. Our immunity is like a army. A army needs a practice drill. So does our immunity. If you cover ourselves or you go ahead and surround yourself with so many chemicals and so much of sterile bubble, then your immunity will not get its appropriate challenge. How do we build strong immunity? As I said, a strong immunity is built by holistic health. And for holistic health, we have to have knowledge of many things. And I have listed those items right here. We have to know what is holistic health, what is holistic food which sustains our immunity, what is a balanced lifestyle, rejuvenating sleep, what is its impact on our health and immunity, activity and exercise, stress management, and how when we are stressed, we get so many colds and flu. So stress management is very important to protect our health and protect our immunity. Healthy intestinal bacteria are also important because 60% of our immune cells lie in our intestinal lining. Finally, herbal supplements, and India is the country of herbal supplements. And you know well that when East India Company came to India from England, they were looking for herbs and spices. Now, what is holistic health? In our Vedic literature, health means swasthya. Swasthya is a mix of two words, swayam me sthiti. It means rooted in oneself. Oneself is soul. And what is the state of soul? Happiness, bliss. Nobody can be happy unless they have holistic health, wholeness of body, mind, and spirit. World Health Organization in 1948 interestingly gave the similar definition. And it said health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not mere absence of disease and infirmity. So if I say holistic health means physical strength, mental strength, and spiritual strength all combined in one. In Taittiriya Upanishad comes a beautiful concept. That concept is 5 sheets of human body. According to this concept, our Atma or soul or self is covered by 5 layers. All these layers are interconnected. If one is not working well, the other is not working well. So these sheets from outside in are Annamaya Kosha, the outermost layer called food body, then Manomaya Kosha or mental body. Third, Pranamaya Kosha or energy body. Fourth, Vijnanamaya Kosha or wisdom body. And finally, Anandamaya Kosha or bliss body. Imagine if you don't eat good food, you're unhappy mentally and you don't have energy. You cannot exercise wisdom. So how good connection with food? Based on that, we have a common saying. Jaisa an, वैसा तन, वैसा मन, वैसी बुद्धि, वैसी ही खुशी की स्थिति. So all of them are working together. Now, in the last 60 years, humans have had a devastating change in their food and lifestyle, and that has been the reason for epidemics of food and lifestyle diseases. If we look back into human evolution, there are 4 or 5 major revolutions. The first revolution 10,000 years ago, which was significant, was agricultural revolution. Before agricultural revolution, humans barely lived 18 to 20 years because they died in the process of procuring food. In agricultural age, human life became a little bit more safer and they lived to 40 to 45 years. Most of them then died of contagious diseases. 150 years ago, we had industrial revolution. In industrial revolution came medical revolution. Medical revolution eliminated contagious diseases like smallpox, cholera, polio, plague. There was better treatment for infections, and humans started living anywhere from 75 to 85 years of age. Then came our economic and digital revolution in the last 60 years. Our food became unnatural, factory made, fast food, junk foods. We became wired up with digital devices. No mental rest, not much sleep. All of these together have given us epidemic of modern diseases which I listed in the beginning. Now, what we eat, what we should not eat, what our children should eat, what our children should not eat is totally our decision. When we stand on the road to decision, it is our decision whether we turn right, adopt natural plant-based food, and keep our bodies slim and healthy, or we take a left turn, unhealthy food, fast food, junk food, rich in salt, fat, and sugar, just as we do in big cities. Our bodies become obese, and obesity is the mother of all diseases. Every third child in big cities is obese. Every adult over the age of 40 has abdominal obesity. Diabetes in India occurs at the age of 30 to 32 years and heart attack at the age of 40 to 45 years. It is the gift to us from this unhealthy food, a left turn on the forked road of our food selection. Now, food and health connection has been told to us for thousands of years. Hippocrates, the father of modern allopathic medicine, 2,500 years ago told us, let food be thy medicine. And even before that, in Ayurveda, in Charak Samhita, it is said, Ahar Sarv Aushadham. This was said 4,000 years ago. Imagine, we have had the wisdom all along. What we are confronted with nowadays, especially in big cities, is factory-made food, fast food, and junk food. If I have to name the 4 modern food poisons, they're listed right here on the slide. Refined oil, soft drinks, refined wheat flour, and white sugar. I'll start with refined oil. Before 1970, most people in India, practically all people in India, ate natural cold compressed oils. Then came the refining process in 70s. By refining, we mean that the factories took natural oil and treat it with many chemicals, only for one purpose, so that this oil will never go bad and it can sit on the grocery shelf for years together. However, this oil does no good to our body. Now, this oil comes with a big stamp, no cholesterol. Cholesterol is never present in vegetable oils. Cholesterol is not coming to us from plants. Cholesterol, almost 80% of it, is made by our liver. And if we feed our liver with refined oil, with refined wheat flour, with refined sugar, it will make a lot of bad cholesterol. The second food poison we have in big cities is soft drinks. The sugar used in soft drinks is not cane sugar, but it is high fructose corn syrup, which is a chemical sugar made from corn, imported, of course, from the United States of America. Now, the problem with high fructose corn syrup is it causes a lot of fatty liver, and fatty liver is the root of many diseases like heart disease, stroke, diabetes. The third food poison is refined wheat flour. Refined wheat flour is made from wheat, from where the husk is taken out and the germ is taken out. So what is left is nothing but pure starch and carbohydrate. When we eat refined wheat flour, which comes in the packages on the grocery shelf, all we are eating is sugar. The blood sugar goes up. Refined wheat flour is one another reason for high incidence of diabetes and obesity in city population. Fourth, and the greatest food poisoning occurs because of the white sugar, because white sugar is nothing but sugar with no nutrients in it at all. Now, the healthiest food we have is plant-based natural food, not plant-based factory food. Plant-based natural food is holistic food because it provides us with a good blend of macronutrients as well as micronutrients. Macronutrients are the substances in our food which we need in large amount. And many of you will know what they are: carbohydrate, protein, and fats. The carbohydrate in plant foods are low glycemic. They don't raise the blood sugar. The proteins in the plant foods are alkaline. Don't get me wrong, plant foods have a lot of proteins. A cup of boiled spinach will give you 10 grams of protein. That's how many other green vegetables give you protein. Green peas is a very rich protein and it is being used now to make vegetarian burgers. So plants have a lot of proteins and the beauty of plant protein is it is alkaline, very conducive to the body. Fats in the plant foods are very healthy. The plant foods have very good mix of micronutrients such as minerals, vitamins, and disease-fighting antioxidants. Disease-fighting antioxidants are present only in plant foods. They're not present in animal foods like meat and milk. But in order to make plant food holistic, we have to have it natural and we have to eat it in proper proportion. A good proportion is shown on this pie chart. 50% of our plant food should be in the form of vegetables and fruit, 25% as grains and proteins in the form of lentils and legumes, and 25% as healthy fat. Healthy fat is very important for our body. It gives us good cholesterol and good energy. But that fat has to be cold compressed oils with little bit of ghee and a fistful of nuts. Now, in order for me to give you a good balance of how to eat your plant-based food, I will go through actual measures and the sensible rules. So let us begin with sensible rules on fruit. The amount of fruit to eat every day is 1 to 2 cups, 1 cup for diabetic and obese person, and 2 cups for normal healthy person, and the children can eat 3 or 4 times more than that because they're very active and they burn out all the sugar. Diabetes and obesity patients require less sweet. If you want to eat fruit, eat it in the morning preferably so that your sugar level doesn't go up. In the daytime, when you are active, the body is converting all the sugar into energy. When you eat fruit, you should stay active for 2 to 3 hours. So it is a very bad idea to eat fruit after dinner. If you eat fruit after dinner, it will go into the liver and sit there converted into fat. When you are eating fruit, eat whole fruit. Do not make fruit juice because fruit juice means you're taking all the healthy fibers and throwing it in the garbage. Leave fruit juice only for those who cannot chew the fruit, such as young babies who don't have teeth, elderly who don't have teeth, or sick people who don't have good digestion. So leave your fruit juice only for that. If you can chew with your teeth, eat whole fruit. Give your children whole fruit. Vegetables which grow above the soil, they have the lowest calories possible, so you can eat them as much as you want. The vegetables which grow under the soil, like potatoes and sweet potatoes and starches, they are little bit higher in carbohydrates, so eat them in moderation. But you can eat 4, 5, 6 cups of vegetables as much as you desire, especially the green vegetables and the above the soil vegetables. Make sure that you eat 30% of vegetables raw. And there are many ways to eat raw vegetables like salad, smoothies, and making fresh vegetable pickles. Yes, you can make pickles of practically so many vegetables. Carrots, you can make cauliflower, you can make cabbage. So many things can be made into pickle or mixed vegetable pickle. Do not overcook your vegetables, especially in a pressure cooker. It totally destroys its nutritional value. And then once again, do not juice your vegetables. You can make smoothies to retain the fiber. But it's good to eat whole vegetable and whole fruit so their teeth become strong. If you are only drinking juices, you're not chewing, your jaw is not strong, your teeth are not strong, your gums are not strong, especially children. Do not give soft foods to your children. Have them chew so that their teeth come out beautiful. They are all aligned. Now, lentils and legumes, eat at least 1 cup. I want to make clear that 1 cup is 125 grams and 2 cups is 250 grams. I'm sorry I didn't tell you in the beginning. So 1 cup is 125 grams, 2 cups is 250 grams. Eat at least 1 cup of lentils and legumes. When you are preparing lentils and legumes, make sure that in a week you eat all kinds of lentils and legumes. Biodiversity is very important in plant-based foods because every plant-based food, every lentil and legume has own special qualities, its own special minerals and vitamins, and we want to mix and match. Make sure that you eat legumes like beans at least 2 to 3 times a week. If you think you have a problem with gas with beans, then sprout them before you eat them and use our usual wisdom of eating, hing along with it and adding ginger, which will cut down on the amount of bloating and gas with these legumes. Soak legumes overnight before you cook them so that you don't have to cook them in a pressure cooker for a long time. More cooking of the lentils and legumes causes a lot of release of starch and makes them high glycemic. So cooking time has to be minimized by overnight soaking. The best dal to eat in the night usually is moong dal because it is very, very easy to digest. Cooking oils and ghee. As I already mentioned, the healthiest cooking oils are oils which are cold compressed, no heat. So these are mustard oil, sesame oil or gingerly oil and coconut oil. For years and years we used these oils. Then 60 years ago, we fell into refined oils. We don't even know now that the cooking oil has to be cold compressed. Everybody thinks the cooking oil is oil which is sold on the grocery shelf, and 100% of them are refined oils. So you have to make some effort to find yourself cold compressed oils. Fortunately for us, a lot of cold compressed seed oils are now available. So eat about 5 to 6 teaspoonful of cold compressed oils and eat 2 to 3 spoons of ghee. If you are overweight, then it is a good idea to cut it down by about 30%. Now, I want to mention a little bit about olive oil. Unfortunately, in India, big canisters of olive oil are sold and it is called cooking olive oil. There's nothing like cooking olive oil because olive oil is a cold oil. Pure olive oil cannot be heated or cooking. It is a cold oil which is added to salads, added to smoothies, etc. So what cooking oil you are getting in India is actually refined oil, 95% and only 5% olive oil. The real olive oil is very expensive. A 500cc bottle of olive oil will cost you almost $50. So be careful what kind of olive oil are you eating. The best olive oil for Indians is actually sesame oil because it has the same great qualities as olive oil has. So go back to your home front and eat sesame oil if you want to get the benefit of olive oil. Now the entire world is turning into whole grains. For last 10 or 15 years, whole grain has been crazy in America. You can go to Amazon and see so many brands of whole grains. And actually, surprisingly, most of those whole grains are available in India and actually are being imported from India. In the last 60 years, we have forgotten how to eat whole grains. We are eating refined wheat, flour, or milled wheat flour in the packets, and we are eating highly polished rice, which are refined grains. Now, what is the difference between a whole grain and a refined grain? A lot of difference when it comes to nutritional value. A whole grain is a grain which has bran or outer husk, or what we call in Hindi chokar. This is very rich in fiber and B complex, vitamin and minerals. Then comes the inside core called endosperm, which is nothing but starch. And finally, the germ, which is that part of the seed which grows into the plant. So you can imagine if it is growing into the plant, it is totally packed with nutrition, with vitamin B, vitamin E, antioxidants, phytochemicals, which have a disease fighting potential because plant has to fight the disease. And also it is very rich in omega-3 oils. Imagine when you are refining your wheat, what are you doing? You're taking out all the healthy stuff and all you are leaving behind is starch and carbohydrates. No wonder we have obesity and diabetes as an epidemic. because we are living on refined grains. So more choker or more fiber you take out of wheat flour, whiter it becomes. So white is the flour, the worse it is for your health. That is why anything made from maida, that includes all the baked goods, your cookies, your cakes and pastries, which are made from white flour, are not healthy for you. They are the recipe for diabetes and obesity. Same thing about rice. Whiter the rice, more refined it is, more polished it is. It has no fiber. The fiber amount in white rice is only 0.5%. And I will give you the comparison of fiber content of different grains as we move along. It is amazing that in India, 350 varieties of rice are grown, and many varieties of rice, which are very rich in fiber, we export. When a diabetic patient goes to the doctor, they tell them, don't eat rice because rice will raise your blood sugar. However, if a diabetic patient gets smart, they know that there are many rice varieties available which are very high fiber, which will not grow their blood sugar. Although the cooking time because of the fiber will be little longer. Now, the grain, the whole grain with the highest fiber content, which is almost a miracle grain when you compare all the grains, is millets, bajra, and jowar. There are about 8 or 10 varieties of millets available in India. Millet has the advantage of high fiber and being alkaline. Millet also has a great advantage that to grow the millet, you need very little water. Dr. Khadar Wali in Mysore has promoted millets in the last 25 years. The credit goes to him for starting the Mission Millet movement to treat food and lifestyle diseases. He calls millet Sri Dhanya, the God's grain, and it is truly God's grain for a diabetic and an obese person. Now, here is a comparison of 4 foods from the point of view of health and fiber content. On my left side in the upper corner is millet roti with plenty of ghee on it. Now, millet is very rich in fiber, 15% fiber in the millet. So if you eat it with a lot of ghee, no problem, because fiber will prevent absorption of fat. But that fat will slow down your stomach emptying and keep you satiated for 6 to 8 hours. The glucose level with millets because of the high fiber is very low. Underneath millet roti is whole wheat chapati, which has 5%, 4 to 5% fiber. And this is whole wheat. If it is refined wheat flour or packaged wheat flour from the factory, it hardly has any fiber. So that is very unhealthy for you. On my right side, on the top right corner, is wheat bread. 50% whole wheat flour, 50% maida, white flour. So it has a fiber content of 2-3%, less healthier than your whole wheat chapati. And then below the wheat bread is your white bread, which is nothing but sugar. It is made from maida or white flour. In fact, a going saying in America, we say to those who are health conscious is whiter the bread, earlier you are dead. 2 slices of bread are almost equivalent to 3 to 4 spoons of sugar. Pav bread, which is purely white bread, is very popular in Mumbai. And one medium pav bread has as much as 4 to 6 spoons of sugar equivalent. Mumbai is the diabetes capital of India, and I attribute a lot of diabetes to this pav bread there. Now, sprouted foods have been promoted by Ayurveda as prana food. Prana means source of life. Why source of life food? Because when you sprout seeds, lentils, and grains, their protein content goes up 30%. Their mineral content goes up 30%, and their vitamin content goes up. So the health value of sprouted foods is very high. You will be surprised that you go to America in the organic food stores and you will see almost 10 or 15 sprouted seeds, lentils, and grains. This is our tradition. We cannot forget it. Sprouted grains are the richest source of vitamin B complex. So make sprouted seeds, lentils, and grains as your permanent fixture in the foods. Seeds and nuts have a lot of advantages, but they are also high calorie food. So eat only a fistful of seeds and nuts. Seeds and nuts have proteins, omega-3 oils, which are heart healthy, vitamins, and minerals. Imagine 2 spoons of sesame seeds give you 90 milligram of calcium. In fact, sesame seeds are very rich source of calcium. And if you eat till gur laddu, you get not only calcium, you also get phosphate and iron from gur, which is jaggery. So till gur laddu is very good for bone health. Curds and thin buttermilk called chach has been promoted in our culture for years as a health food. They didn't even know about probiotic those days, but they know it is good for your digestive health. So when you have upset stomach, drink chach and eat homemade yogurt with khichdi. So homemade curds is the one which has probiotic or healthy bacteria for our guts, not the packaged dahi, because packaged dahi is pasteurized. It is heat treated, so all the bacteria in it die. If these bacteria were alive, then this dahi will get sour. If dahi is not getting sour, it means the bacteria are dead. Same is true about Greek yogurt or chobani, which sits on the shelf for months and nothing happens to it because it's pasteurized. It doesn't have the probiotic it claims. They say it is high protein, but it is very difficult to digest casein protein. The whey protein from chobani is drained out so that it becomes thick. Now, the big debate in the world is should we be vegetarian or should we be non vegetarian? I think this debate is done. The verdict is out. And the truth stands. Plant based natural vegetarian food is most nutritious. It preserves health and prevents disease. It is a perfect mix of macro and micronutrients, give us all what our body needs, at the same time gives us disease fighting antioxidants. Animal food, on the other hand, is zero in antioxidants and zero in fibers. Guess what? Vegetarian movement is now international. The whole world in the last 10, 15 years have learned how to eat vegetables. Salads and smoothies from fruits and vegetables are the craze for the last 10 to 15 years. The new craze is not meat burgers. New craze is meatless burger made from pea protein. Unfortunately, this meatless burger, pea protein is so processed that it loses all its nutrition value except for the protein. And if you look into our nutritionists or into our gym trainers and everybody, all they do is promote protein, protein, protein. And we have been told for ages that plants are poor in high quality protein and meat and milk are good in high quality protein. By high quality protein, they mean essential amino acids. But that is a wrong statement. If you eat the plants based food in proper proportion, you will get all the essential amino acids. You have to know how to eat it. A good example is dal, roti, and sabji. You will get all the essential amino acids. Rice, beans, and vegetables, you will get all your essential amino acids. So, what you have to do is eat your plants judiciously. 50 million people in the world in the last 5 years have become vegans. That speaks volumes about natural plant-based foods. Many celebrities and many of the star athletes are resorting to vegan foods because it is healthy. Now, I have put a comparison of vegetarian versus non-vegetarian food for you to remind again on how vegetarian food is superior to non-vegetarian food or meat, milk-based food. Vegetarian food goes under the sun bioenergy. Energy of the sun gives it plenty of disease-fighting antioxidants, which are zero in meat and milk. There's a lot of fiber, healthy fiber, which keeps our sugar and fat levels low in the plant foods. It is zero in meat and milk. Protein we get from vegetarian food is alkaline. The fats we get from vegetarian food is healthy, unsaturated. Cholesterol in vegetarian food comes only when we eat refined oils, refined wheat flour, and refined sugars. Non-vegetarian food is coming from factory farms. The animals which give us milk, animals which give us meat are raised in factory farms where they are locked up in cages. They never breathe fresh air. They never see the sunlight. Their primary food is corn. It gives them a lot of infection. So they get mega doses of antibiotics. Then they are given plenty of hormones so that they produce more meat and produce more milk. A farm cow will give you 40 to 50 liters. In contrast to it, our desi cow or ghee cow will give you 4 or 5 liters, but 4 to 5 liters of highly nutritious milk. Plant protein is acidic protein. The animal protein is acidic protein, and animal foods are rich in saturated fats, which is nothing but bad cholesterol in our body. So bad cholesterol in the body, I will again re-emphasize again, comes to us either from animals or from factory-made foods. Now here you have it. I have tried to explain it by a disease called atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a disease where our blood vessels or arteries which carry good blood to our different organs in the body, they get clogged up by bad cholesterol. So bad cholesterol is coming from where? It is coming from meat. It is coming from concentrated milk products such as cheese and paneer. A 100-gram slab of paneer will give you 18 grams of protein, but at the same time, it will give you 20 grams of saturated fat, which will make bad cholesterol. So if you make paneer your daily meal or cheese your daily meal, you can imagine how much of bad cholesterol you're getting in your body. When you are eating vegetarian food, even then you can get bad cholesterol. If you eat refined vegetable oils, if you eat refined wheat flour, if you eat refined white sugar. But if you eat natural plant-based foods, you will never have bad cholesterol in your body. So here you have a vegan blood vessel, which is clean. You have a vegetarian blood vessel, which brings a little bit of milk and some cholesterol coming from there, from concentrated milk products. And finally, on my right is meat eater, whose arteries, by the time they hit 40 or 50 years of age, is filled with bad cholesterol. So what is the carry home message? If you eat natural plant-based food, you preserve your health, prevent your disease, make your immune system strong. But if you are eating meat-based diet, you cannot be healthy. So plant-based food is not only good for our own health, it is also good for the planet. 40% of the grain which grows on the planet Earth goes to feed the animals which give us meat and milk. 1 kilo of beef takes 15,000 liters of water. 1 kilo of wheat growing takes 3,000 to 4,000 liters of water. Same is true with rice. But 1 kilo of millet requires only 200 liters of water. So we have to learn how to eat judiciously in a healthy way so that we can preserve our health, at the same time preserve the health of our planet. With that, I will conclude this part 1 of my talk, and next time we will talk the rest in part 2.